lads, welcome to Oak Swamp and part 40 of the Austin 10 special wrap. This week's objective is to get myself into the position I'm in right now, which is sitting in the rat, ready to go and try it out on a bit of tarmac. I'm going to take it for a little spin up round the block and that. But before that, right, so I've put this other carb on. This is the original one off the engine. The other one was slightly different, and the needle, look how loose it is. I'm sure it's not supposed to be like that, is it? And I'm figuring that's the problem, because it can move about, and that other one was solid. So I'm going to give that a go and see what that carb does. I think I'm all connected up. I'm going to give it full choke. Now if I can get this ticking over, then I can do the timing. Once the timer's done, I'll get on with these bits. I'll make a bit for the seat there. The only reason I haven't done it is because I haven't got the alley. I started a piece here before, if you remember, and I'm going to use that just for the time being. I'm not going to worry about this side. All the brakes are going to need balancing up. None of it's been done, but get the engine ticking over and I can work on with that. Right, I'm back where I should be now, so it's sort of getting there now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wheel him back out. I'm going to drive him back over onto the land, because I don't like annoying the neighbours with all the revving. Just have a little play for a little bit, see if I can't get it to tick over properly, because it's getting close. Leaking around the manifold. Ow. Right, so I'm going to whip him off. There's a nut missing, for crying out loud. No, there's two nuts missing. Can you believe that? Give it a little bit of a rich on there, see what that does. Happy with that? The boxes have arrived. Nothing really interesting, but all essential nevertheless. So there's going to be a crash helmet. There it is, actually. A little piggy battery. There it is. There you go. Lucas. I bet that's about as much Lucas as I am a monkey. Right, so that turned out to be an air leak down here, which I've sorted out. None of the brakes were working. There was like one working. That's probably why they felt horrendous. But I need to make myself some floor and finish off these seats. But first of all, I'm going to take this body off, because I've got a few jobs to do under there. This piece here needs moving over, because with your clutch foot here, I'm catching it on it, so I'm going to whip him over. Also, I'm going to remake this piece, because I've got a bit of steel for that. Finish off the brakes. I'm pretty happy with that, and that needs finishing welding. What I'm going to do is put rubber everywhere it touches the chassis. And that should shut it up a bit, because it's a bit tinny sounding at the moment. Right, I've got to cut a little tiny bit out here for the brake pedal stop it coming too far back. I'm just going to weld this on the frame. I was going to put a bolt on and make it adjustable. There doesn't seem to be any reason to, so. to it against. Right, well this pedal's off, I'm going to wear the bottom and then I've got to just wear this bus washer here.
From New Orleans, she's got the biggest thing that I ever seen. She's a red hot mama, red hot mama, oh red hot mama, red hot mama. She's a red hot mama, set my soul on fire. Got a little girl from Tennessee, she's hot like a fly on bug, like a bee. She's a red hot mama, red hot mama, oh red hot mama, red hot mama. She's a red hot mama, set my soul on fire. All right.
Alright, let's just brought them over a little bit and now I'll just trim it. Right, so I've got the old body up on the bench and I can start finishing off the bits and pieces inside. I've got a bit of cleaning up to do round here and up here. This has got to be bolted onto there. Clean all of these up so they don't look so long. Get all the pen marks off as well, because I don't want that on there.
Got a little girl, brown to pants, she's like a stocking for breakfast and supper. Red hot mama, red hot mama, oh red hot mama, red hot mama. She's a red hot mama, set my soul on fire. And a policeman walking by, I got a Nicholas train. She's a red hot mama, red hot mama, oh red hot mama, red hot mama. He's a red hot mama and he got no job no more, no more.
Proofing stuff.
She's a red hot mama, red hot mama. She's a red hot mama, red hot mama. She's a red hot mama, red hot mama, red hot mama. She's a red hot mama, set my soul on fire.
That rought's lovely. Vin needs a new clutch lever on his pit bike. Because he's dying to ride it, isn't you? Yeah. So we're going to horse him out. While we're in there, I'll show you the old chicken chaser again. Right, Vin. So what we're going to have to do... I started this when I was living on the boat. And I didn't really have any major forward plan on it. I knew I wanted to do this. I wanted to put leaf springs on it because I thought I've never seen a bike with rear leaf springs. And I cut this off in the middle, turned the headstock up the other way because it increased the rake, and I put 6 inches of solid from there to there, and that's how it is. So I'm going to be cracking on with that very shortly because I've got to build that one to sell it. I know I'm around about Chinese stuff a lot, but these things are awesome. So we're going on a road trip. Essentially we're just heading towards Bristol for Sass's boy's birthday, Bill. Happy birthday, Bill. And we're going to go via Lyme Regis because there's something I want to see down there. So the other day on Facebook Rats on Facebook, Pete Pumpkin Eater posted some pictures. God, that was a mouthful. So I thought I'll come down there and check it out as we're on a bit of a road trip. So I'll keep it a bit of a surprise because it's right up my street and I think it's going to be cool. So we're gonna head on down the beach now. Saf has been working really hard, as she always does. So we had to come away, didn't we?
We did.
You know me, I'm going to take you with me when we go away.
Good morning, Captain, good morning, shine. Well, I said good morning, Captain, good morning, shine. Do you need a little skinner working on the new boat line? Well, I like to work and rolling all the time. I said I like to work and rolling all the time. Well, I can carve my initials on the mule's behind. I said, hello, boy, bring that bucket round. I said, hello, boy, bring that bucket round. Well, if you don't like your job, put that water bucket down.
Right, Sass don't want to walk over there, she's a bit worried because this lot's collapsed. Good for the old cardio. Look at that. So many fossils down there. They call this the Jurassic Coast because there's so much dinosaur evidence down there. Right, we got to run the gauntlet to get up the steps. Why did you go when it came in? You nutter.
I said, hello, boy, bring that bucket round.
We live right next to the sea, and if we come away,
Bring that bucket round. Well, if you don't like your job, put that water bucket down.
so who's this bird here? With the dog? Some bird with a shell, a hammer and a dog. Mary Anning. What's she doing with that hammer? I'd like to know. You like love? Right lads, I'm getting posh again. We're going in this little tea shop for a cuppa. There's something like that. Do you reckon there's fossils around here or what? Okay, it's evening and we've just arrived at a little pub in Shard. And we're going to stay here tonight. And then we'll go back down that beach in the morning and see if we can find it. Nice old bedroom. Let's see what the old bathroom's like. Oh, that's alright, isn't it? Nice double shower. Nice beam going through the middle, look. Good morning. No eggs Benedict this morning, unfortunately.
Oh, such a shame.
So I'm having a bacon sandwich and we're going back down that beach. Right, so we're driving along and I see a couple of old motors on the side of the road, so we pulled over to see what's going on here.
My roving eyes ain't roving anymore since I found the girl that I adore. My roving eyes ain't roving anymore since I found what I've been looking for. picture. Oh, what a face. One look at her, my heart jumps out of place.
How much are in the BP is, lads?
For my roving eyes ain't roving anymore.
Is that much? I've got that sign. Granny there. Out there doing nothing. Miles. Oh, hello.
My roving eyes ain't roving anymore. Since I found the one I'm looking for. My roving eyes ain't roving anymore. Since I found the girl that I adore. Oh, what a picture.
Hey, baby.
Oh, what a face.
How you doing? Just put like a 250 motorbike engine in it.
These are cool as well. They look great in the garden, wouldn't they? If you
No,
painted them just-
no, they wouldn't.
My roving eyes ain't roving anymore. Oh, yeah.
East Devon. It's a lot more east than northern Devon. So the hills, we're back in Dorset. Right, so what we're going to do this morning is... Right, we come from that end last time, so we're going to attempt from this end. I do hope we're in the right place.
Look at her, my heart jumps out of place. Since I found what I'm doing.
Fossil now, not the fossil we're looking for though.
Ain't roving anymore. Oh
There we
yeah.
go, look at this puppy. Ooh, big lump of car there. There's loads of people down there looking for fossils. And there's us looking for buried cars. Look at this. This really is the Jurassic Coast. Oh my god, they're everywhere. Oh, that's cool, man, isn't it? That's complete, isn't it? Yeah. How long did it take you to find that?
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Looks like some sort of French gearbox. It is, it's some sort of French drive shaft. What's that, lads? I know what you're thinking. You know what I'm like. Leaf spring number 1. First axle. It's a 6 stud, so it's old. That's the same car.
Is it?
That's the same car, and it's a 50s. It's got big Armstrong shocks on it. It's probably something like a big Humber or something. Don't know. Now we got some more axles up here. Oh, there's a little banjo. Oh, that's Ford Pop all day long. That's definitely a Ford Pop because he's still got the spring on him. Look, the transverse spring, and he's got them huge stud. He's got that huge stud pan and the torque tube. And then this one, look, that looks BMC to me. I'd like to take that one home, but it's too big. I'm so glad we found it. I know it's not that amazing, but it is for me because I like finding shit buried in the ground. Oh, there's another axle here. What's he? Oh, he's old one as well, look. You don't see this every day, do you? On your local beach. Now look at that. Now whatever was down here, look at the size of it. That's off a Bentley or something. No one tucked in there. Oh, that's a little baby one. It's cute though, it's a bit of Ford, so I'm putting it in my pocket. If you ever buy a car off me, it's probably come from somewhere like this. Now, I'm very tempted to carry this back. It's a big lump of copper and it can go in with my spidge. Everyone comes down here and takes bits, it seems, but it's clearing the place, I suppose. You see this old one here? I'm going to forfeit that. Let's see how heavy it is. There's an Austin 10, I think. Yeah, there's definitely Austin 10. Look in there. This is definitely an Austin 10. That's nuts, isn't it? I think there's something about Austin 10s that are drawn to me. Yeah, nearly there. Bloody hell, that's a long way. It's a long way with this hump on your back. I don't know how many kilos it is, but whatever it is, it's too heavy. I'm back. Now you probably think I'm bleeding mad dragging this all the way back, but if you remember, I did some key rings out of a 32 I-beam before. I'm going to do some out of this and give it to you, so I've just carried it to you. Here comes that. Oh yeah. Oh, I tell you, that bloody knackered me, that. Right, let's go. There it is. I'm going to open it up. There's a cute little I-beam. Starting to get there, but these make a cool little keyring, especially if you've got an Austin 10. Even if you ain't got an Austin 10, this is a cool little keyring. I'm going to keep polishing. But if you want to own this, I'm going to be giving this one away this week to the best comment. Now, I mean, you can make the comment how you want. There's a load of you guys who give me mad comments every week, so it might be one of you. So the best comment I see, I will post this out. You'll only get one of these at Oak Swamp. Yeah, the sun's out. Right, on with this steering box bracket. Now, I'm not really happy with it at all. I've trimmed it down and I was going to curl it a bit, but also I could do with just a little bit more height. So I've been having a bit of a play around, and what I've done is move the steering box back, bringing the whole column back, and it feels a bit nicer from the driving position. I did this in 4mm before, but I'm going to weld it on this time, so this time I'm doing it in 3mm because it's not going to be going anywhere. But that's the only bit of 3mm I got left, and I'm losing bits and pieces. I've got loads of 4mm and I've got loads of 2mm.
Sat at the bar and I drank my gin when out of nowhere this woman come in.
Right, this is the sort of idea I was getting at. This gives me big access to this. I'm going to put a return on the back of this to make it strong, but it makes easy access to the bolts. It was a bit awkward before. Somehow I've got a bit of a weird thing going on down there. Probably because I only had that little bit of metal.
I turned around and I had to catch my breath. Set my drink down on the bar as I drank her up instead. As I fell from my stool, she said.
Right, so I've got to make a bit to go on this back, and then that'll make that rigid. And drill some holes in here.
She said, you're such a fool. She said, you're such a fool. She said, you're such a fool. Just the next day I was walking downtown, had to drag my head out of this hangover I'd found. I looked in the barber's window, CV had a seat. There in my reflection, she was standing behind me.
That's the sort of idea, and that get welded on there this time. This is going to set up against the bulkhead a bit more.
I fell from my stool. She said, you're such a fool. She said, you're such a fool. As I fell in love with you. She said, you're such a fool. She said, you're such a fool. She said, you're such a fool.
Right, now I was just about to bang a couple more holes in here, and I realised just here was where the VIN plate used to go. Now I've got one ready to stamp up, and I think, because it sort of looks as though it's supposed to be there somehow, it's the right length, isn't it? So that's where that's going to go. Okay, so I searched online for rubber for these shock absorbers, and I found this 6mm by 20mm, and I got 2 meters of it, and it was like £8. Lovely in there. So all I've got to do is cut a couple of these down, So I got it right first time, I'm not. Yeah, I did. There you go, look. Now hopefully that squeezed over. I'm going to put this temporary pin in. It's gone nice and stiff on this side. Not too much bounce. Right, where I put the steering at the front of the axle, I've had to change the steering arm. Now this side's the original one from the rear of the axle, and it's completely in the wrong place. My first thought was to bend this, but I think I'm going to have another go at digging the Austin 10 one up over in the woods. I had a go before, but it's a nice day today. Couldn't really get the nut undone, but I didn't try hard enough. So I'll take some heat over there and see what I can do with that. Right, now this Austin 10 is a 37. If you follow the series, you'll remember me digging this up and then reburying it over here. It's just a garden feature, I haven't finished it yet. I'm gonna do a little bit more, but let it grow in a bit. Well, I finally got it out, but the end's pretty bad. But I think there's probably enough thread on there. Oh, look at that thread, doesn't look happy though. Not really, really usable. Morning, Captain, good morning, Shine. Well, I've tapped this one on, you can see it's got that nasty end, but I'm going to sort something out with that. I couldn't use this one anyway, because where the woodruff key goes in on this side is over here. So I've got to use this one, but I think I'm going to add a bit of additional gusset into these. I'm going to do something just to make it a bit stronger because it has been buried for a long time. Now that's in, I'm going to cut this off and sort of make this to length. I've taken out this piece what was in it, and I'm going to cut another bit of this tube. The only thing I got that fits size wise is these, so what I'm going to do is weld that onto there, pin it, weld that onto there and pin that, and then the same the other end. What I'm going to do is just make this longer as a temporary, because I'm going to have to get some new track rod ends. Might be able to chore some off tomorrow. That looks nice and professional. So I'm just going to weld it on. It's only for a temporary.
She said, you're such a fool. She said, you're such a fool. She said, you're such a fool.
Well, I've got some of this rubber flooring, and it looks like that. So what I'm going to do is cut this into strips, and this can go on top of the chassis, in between the chassis and the body, and it'll take all the rattle out. It's quite sturdy stuff, this. It's workshop floor stuff. Right, you're happy to know I've got some new spark leads, but look how bright and ugly they are, so let me see what they do with the old, ooh, that's better. Right. That looks older, doesn't it? Looks better. I'll be glad to get these orange fellas off of there, because as someone pointed out in last week's video, these were arcing out. I thought it was my illuminating HT cap, but it wasn't. Tip jar. Thanks to everyone who went to the tip jar this week, and over the names this week I'm going to attempt to play Stairway to Heaven. I'm not a great guitarist. I need to put my bins on though. Colin Jenkins, Steve Blacker, David Allen, Tony West, Ralph H. Fowl, James Fox, Darren Seeley, Kevin Craven and Rangy Man. Right, so all those boys have gone onto the wardrobe. So next week I'll be getting Sass to take another pot shot at the wardrobe, and we'll be giving another t-shirt away to one of you lucky guys. Anyway, thanks again lads, you're keeping this channel rolling. Right, onward. If you were watching last time, you might remember I picked up a 216 Chevrolet engine for the Frog, where the starter motor needs new brushes. Now I saw some in America and the postage was huge, so...
Who's that? It was got real bloody noise. That was Brian's parcel. Ooh. There you go, man. They're here. I'll get them in the post box to you. Takes about 3 weeks now in the US post. Cheers.
That's it, thanks to Martin. Cheers mate, much appreciated. Anyway, while we're on the subject of the 216, should I take that off?
Go for it.
What do you reckon?
Ooh.
I'd like to
Spiders.
see. The thing is, you get this off, you can see how the oil's been in its lifetime. Yeah. You can see if it's smothered in oil and caked in it, you know it's not been looked after.
What are these vents?
They're
some sort of breather?
916.
Tell you what, it ain't see stuff, is it?
No. I think the worst that's happened to this engine, right, has happened since it's been sitting around. I think this engine was fine until they took it out. It'll probably run all right. It's probably a bit smoky.
I think you got to fire it up and see if it rattles and bangs. You know, if you got a big end going or something.
Apparently these have got Babbitt bearings. You know the Bedfords? The Bedfords MOs and all that old bollocks that had a big straight six in. This is the engine. The reveal.
Lifting the lid.
Oh.
Well, that bit came off then.
Oh fucking hell, look at that, how clean that is. Oh my word, that is super. I don't like the look of that though.
What is that?
This is an oil feed that comes from the bottom. But look at how battered it is.
What's happened there?
But look how clean it is. Look, this has had oil change. There's no shit on that.
No, that's right.
Fucking look at it. It just looks looks like a big Reliant engine. I like it because it's basic. It's the same as that Reliant. You can do the tappets on it.
Yeah.
Look, you can see how it all happens.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I'm excited about this engine. I haven't named it yet. I don't know what to call it. They usually come straight away, but I was going to call it Steph, but I don't like calling engine. That's called bloody Susie, and I don't want to call this Steph because I have 2 women in the garage. We could get really deep here. The reason I don't actually like calling engines girls' names is because... Should we call it Hank?
Hank the Tank.
Hank. What the hell's going on? Look, someone's looked after this. They must have cleaned this. They must have done. I think this is going to be a flyer, man.
Probably the sooner you can actually fire this up, the better.
Oh, I'm dying to. I've got to get a distributor. These rubbers should have gone off now, so I'm going to bolt the body down, connect all the engine back up again. And that'd be enough with the steering like that just to go up and down the road. It's very unlikely I'm going to break that. I mean, I haven't got many bolts in there, but again, I just want to take it on the tarmac and see what it does.
There's a big box come for Oak Swamp.
Oh, you know what it is. You know what it is.
What is it? Oh, cool. You better make sure they're all there.
Look at it. That's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. The shirts are in. We had a big load of trouble with a supplier. He messed us around. They were coming and they didn't come, and then so we went with a new guy and he's bang on. By the time this is out, hopefully there'll be a little shop button on the homepage and you can go over there and buy them. There's just going to be black and grey for the minute. But I got these clocks so they kind of match. They don't look as old as this fella. But one thing I do like is not being able to see stuff like that, because the neater you can make it, the better. I gotta start making all this lot neat in a minute. Get it all to work first, though. Get some clips to put it up around here. Put it up there somewhere. Right, this throttle linkage, I've got it running really nice and smooth now, but I need something to complete it at this end. So I think what I'm going to do is run a thread down here and put a bolt on it. Sausage sandwich. There you go, that's what I'm getting at. You can see that's nice and loose in there. What I'll do is put a nylock on there. But now I'm going to make a new piece for on here because I want to change the design just slightly. And this is wide enough that it's not going to need any reinforcement because there'll be enough weld either side of it. I don't think that's ever coming off, do you? A dirty great weld on there. But there you go, that's goes through there. And what I've done for the minute is just got a free cable. And that's what I want. I don't like the idea of it getting caught up. This is off the original seat I made originally, way back when. And I'll just use this as a temporary and bolt that to there. About time this gearbox had a bit of oil in it. This should improve the shifting quality. Okay, got a bit of a dodgy seat in there. I'll put the gearbox oil in. I've greased all the brakes up and tightened them all up. I've adjusted them up on the ends and sort of got it somewhere near. That brake doesn't seem to be having it as much. I think what I'm going to do is bend these so they're a bit more of an angle, so it's a bit more of a pull. Front brakes are adjusted up, they seem to be doing alright. I've got no nuts on these, got no cotter pins in here, got no nuts on the steering arms. Let's give it a go. Crazy. Feels really good. The steering is so precise. Got to sort these brakes out, but they are working pretty well. This still needs a little bit of movement. There's a little oil leak coming from that rocket cover gasket. Where's that water coming from? Oh my god, that rear core plug's leaking. I better get a few more runs in it. Right, so there you go. First drive, and I'd say that's pretty much a success. Everything works. Brakes all work. It is super nippy, I'm telling you. Suspension feels alright. I haven't really got the shocks done. Haven't put the shocks on the front yet, but the back feels alright. But I've got a feeling one of these back wheels is either ovaled or the tyre's not on there well enough. If you come down there now, you can see exactly how low he is now. Pleased with that exhaust sound, that sounds really good. So now I've got loads of little bits and pieces of finishing to do. Pretty hard trying to make some footage up with that. So what I'm going to do is just work at that until I've got a film. But in the meantime, I'm going to be pulling the frog over and I'm going to be pulling the leaf over, maybe looking at putting them engines in the frames to get them out of the way. I'm also going to pick up an Austin Big 7 chassis tomorrow, which will be fun. So I hope you're going to come with me on that. Anyway, that's about all we got time for, but I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. If you're feeling flush, leave me a couple of quid in the tip jar. If you're still hungry for more, stay tuned and there's a little bit at the end. Anyway, I'll catch you dudes next time. Hang loose. So you see me doing something I don't do very regularly, but we are on a canal boat with Mr. Hawkeye.
Hello, hello, hello.
And Hester down there cooking us tea.
I can take no credit for it. Cooked by his fair hand.
Yeah, you can blame me for the...
Blame him for the bolognese.
Bolognese.
It tastes terrible.
What a lovely place to end up this evening.
I was going to put beans, I think.
So as we're on the canal, we're going to go out in Hawk's speedboat.
Yeah, my Ferrari.
Go out in a little tiddler, and we're going to take him for a blast up the river. Go on, Mush.
People, I don't wear no fancy clothes, and the car I drive, man, it barely goes. Well, that's life in the slow lane.
This video's gone all a bit nothing to do with cars, hasn't it?
Good things come to those who wait. Well, this watch upon my wrist now, baby, it's a fake. When the taxman comes a knocking, he's always on the take. Well, that's life in the slow lane. Well, baby, make no mistake, good things come to those who wait. Well, I waited about a week, and weeks turned into years. Before I knew it, the decades raised my fears. The milestones keep on moving, the dream's still over that hill. The blues don't get you, Father Time will. Well, the bands that I've been digging, the split or just grew old, and the woman I've been loving, man, she grew cold. Well, that's life in the slow lane. Remember what you've been told, good things come to those who wait.
On the way home.
It looks like a woman, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't spot that ages ago.
No, I don't like women anymore. I realise that. You know what I mean? It's hard to get somebody a star on the wank nowadays. You know what I mean? I'm just reaching that age. It's cutting down, but I like it. I like it because it's one less thing to fucking worry about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was driven by my cock all my fucking life, and now
I've been driven by cake all my life. So cake and cock is kind of a weird.
big fat one. Tass has gone for a piss in the woods. Now the other day, Pete Pumpkinhead, Pete Pumpkin Eater, posted, Pete Pumpkin Eater put a post up. So one of the fellas put a post up.
Good things come to those who wait.
A 216 Chevrolet engine. We have the starter meter. As a matter of fact, well, I'm back. Did you miss me? Yeah, when I was away. Kevin Creevan, Darren Seeley, fuck me. C. Lee, James Fox, Ralph, for fuck's sake, Ralph H. Fowl, fuck, Alan Steve Backer, Colin, there's too many fucking names. David Allen, Steve Blacker, there's one too many names to get them all in, because we got to get Rangy Man in as well. And Rangy Man.